What's up, HBO fans? HBO Max just dropped its first 3 episodes of its dystopian sci-fi drama series. It's called Raised by Wolves. For Asian subscribers, these episodes are available on the HBO Go Asian app. This show is executive produced by Aaron Guzikowski and Ridley Scott. The latter you might be familiar with his seminal works like Alien, Blade Runner, and to the more recent ones like Prometheus and The Martian. Now this video will be a spoiler-free review of the first 3 episodes, meaning I won't be divulging any plot points save for those that are revealed in the synopsis and the first 2 trailers released. But before I begin, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to Screen Kings for weekly reviews on movies, TV shows, and video games. Alright, let's start off first with the premise of the show. Raised by Wolves centers around the story of 2 androids, both of which are simply named as Mother and Father. Played by Amanda Collin and Abubakar Salim, they wear these futuristic skin-tight gray suits, and they are tasked of raising the supposed last race of the human children into this new planet. On a side note, Earth was destroyed after some great war caused by some religious differences. Ridley Scott himself directed the first 2 episodes, and immediately from the get-go you can see the specific visual language of the show. The frozen embryos, the musings about existence, the grim settings, the type of stuff you'll see in the movie Alien or Blade Runner. And I have to say, I'm digging the production design here, how minimalistic yet stylistic it looks. There's only a few set locations here, and most of the action happens in the desert. With some overlooking mountains and forests from a distance, it feels foreign, and it should be because we're not on Earth anymore. It's a perfect place to showcase stunning cinematography along with grayish color schemes and a sudden burst of action that's happening every now and then. And speaking of, if you've seen the trailer, you shouldn't be surprised that there are some skeletal creatures here pestering the planet, posing harm to its inhabitants. So safe to say, apart from the harsh climate, raising a family here can be quite a challenging task. Now onto the character profiles. Let's talk about the most fascinating character here, and rightfully so, is the mother. And I think it's really a tough job for the actress to play a role that borders on both nurturing and terrifying, to balance an act that's both humane and artificial, because we're talking about a human android that's programmed to have human feelings. And I get it if viewers have polarizing feelings about her, because this character really has a twisted moral compass, and once the show reveals her true powers, she turns into this relentless killing machine. Like, there's a shot of her levitating on bronze form, and she looks like this second coming of Christ, and it's both glorious and a terrifying sight to behold. Then there's the father. He's a lower grade, more generic type of an AI, so he has no freaky powers unlike the mother, but the appeal of this character is in his constant need to deliver some dry, intelligent humor. The actor here also does a good job in delivering warmth and awkward likability without stripping the fact that he is an android, so he is susceptible as well to malfunctioning. Now, touching on the concept of AIs having the capacity to empathize and express feelings is not entirely something new. Apart from the shows that tackle that concept, I think the most classic examination would have to be Steven Spielberg's AI, Artificial Intelligence. And in here you can sense the similar plot beats that they're going for about presenting the self-destructive nature of man and the perspective of AIs. Though that theme feels overly familiar by now, what stands out is its execution. That script makes the material intriguing, the direction and the production design really justifies its world-building component, and slowly by slowly the backstories are revealed, making it to a much more gripping viewing experience. So most of the wonder of this show would have to be on its technical execution. And just to even things out, we also get a perspective from the humans. We have a character here played by Fimmel. You might be familiar with him in his show Vikings on the History Channel. Here he plays Marcus. He's sort of a high-ranking officer of the Mithraic community, that is a group of people who worship the sun. His character also has a wild and intriguing backstory which will be revealed on episode 2, so it can be quite a lot to unpack because he himself harbors a few secrets of his own. And the actor on the other hand portrays the role with unique cadence and his verbal and facial tics, which very much suits this strange tone of the show. His storyline works best when it's juxtaposed to the storyline of the AIs, because the show produces a thought-provoking examination about parenthood. Both are parents, the AIs, and Marcus and his partner Sue in non-traditional ways that I won't spoil for you guys. But one of the more prominent themes of the show, apart from the humanity, is the parental love, about how parents are willing to do anything and sacrifice anything for the safety of their children. Initially, you might think that these children are better off with humans than androids, but once you are exposed to the corrupt nature of humans, you might lean on to the side of the androids. But actually, both humans and AIs, they have the same goal of preserving the children, the inheritors, the saviors, the pure and the innocent, and I like that the show never takes away that redeeming value. It's just a matter of clash when it comes to the ideologies they want to impart to their kin. So from there, the show creates a miscommunication which drives a wedge leading into violence and bloodshed. Yes, this is ultimately a show about two opposing sides, but what I like about its treatment is neither of them are painted as black and white. You can sense that both sides are being set up to be morally ambiguous characters, and that ultimately it will be a question of which among these wolves should be raising the children. One more thing that's worth bringing up, and I've already mentioned this in passing, is religion. The androids are programmed to be atheists, and while the show has yet to fully flesh the theme in its first 3 episodes, I would like to hope that the show will start to debunk some myths about atheism, that there's actually practical benefits to subscribing into that lifestyle. And you know, it's quite eerie because the first episode very much resembles into a Genesis story of the Bible where there is an Adam and Eve situation, except there are androids and they are trying to instill the values that they've learned from their creator, except that the creator is an atheist. On the other hand, we have the Mithraic religion. While that idea of worshipping the sun seems to be regressive in concept, I would like to think of that as a jab on religious fanaticism, like the hypocritical remnants of Catholicism, and replacing that with such a ludicrous belief system kind of reinforces the dangers of having too much religious zealotry. As I've said, Earth was torn apart by the clash of these crusaders and non-believers, and I believe that the show will get into the bottom of that on the next episodes to come. But ultimately, the show boils down to a simple moral question of, would you rather have your children raised by an atheist robot or humans who subscribe into this backward religion of worshipping this hokey deity? Come to think of it, that is a tough question to answer. So overall, this show really hooked my attention just by seeing the trailers because there is such an intriguing and stylistic style into it. I can say, however, that the viewing experience will be the same for others because this show has the tendency to be a slow burn drama. The show really lingering on its domestic squabbles on this unconventional setting, and also the emotional investment for the characters are not there yet. Again, this traces back to the need of the actors to sustain that level of eccentric acting, and also when it comes to their human counterparts, I'm not sure if they're going to be magnetic figures that the viewers can really hold on to. As for the children, most of the perspective here is on Campion. In here, he serves more as an end goal, like a symbolism, rather than being a character with actual autonomy. But what's really admirable is how the show juggles different existential themes about playing God and defying the divine will, and how the show uses androids and murders to tell a story about humanity, parenting, and faith. And of course, without having an over-preachy script, seeing where the series is headed at, I have the confidence on the showrunners that they will be able to deliver to the task. So there you go, that's my spoiler-free review for the first 3 episodes of Raised by Wolves. I'm not sure if I'm going to review a full season yet. I might, however, come back and do a full season review if the show gains traction, and I'm going to drop my rating there. But either way, I'll be sticking to watch the full season. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, please hit that like button, and please consider subscribing to Screen Kings for weekly reviews on movies, TV shows, and video games. Also, if you've seen the show, leave your thoughts on the comment section below. Till then guys, see you on the next one.